Hello Steve. Hello Jill. It's time to game classy.
Can you hear now?
No, I can. That's the reason.
There you go.
My microphone wasn't turned on.
So yeah,
Yeah,
Chaos.
We were talking about Chaosal, a game that came out 6 years ago. We were debating whether or not it was a successful game. Steve says it was successful. I'm saying it's not. I'm not saying it's not successful. It was actually a pretty cool game when I demoed it. It just I never saw anybody buy it and or play it. So
I sold many, and I saw people buy it. But I mean, how often do you see people play board games? How many times have you seen people play, like, I don't know, Twilight Imperium? It still sells a lot of copies, enough to have a third edition.
There's a whisper. There's like it's like a tale told by whispers.
Yeah. How many
along
times
the
have you-
campfire of the great Twilight Imperium game that is still going on to this day.
You don't see people play a lot of board games because most people don't play board games in stores unless it's like a club meetup or something. Most people play board games in the comfort of their own home where they can get mad and flip their own tables and not get in trouble.
Actually, I do see a lot of board games being played at game stores because I do go to a lot of game stores. So I'm just saying.
It's sad.
Yeah, whatever.
They should just play at home.
Yeah, they should play at home in shame. Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Away from the outside world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shunned as they should be.
Hear that, all you board game players?
Especially Euro fans.
Euro fans.
Not European fans. Fans of Euro games.
Okay, I was going to say, like, we have a lot of European fans.
Yeah, no. I mean, just because they're European doesn't mean that they like Euro games.
I think it does, actually. I think
Does
that's
it?
the whole point of it being called a Euro game.
I don't think that's correct.
I think so.
Well, maybe.
I think it's because they're all made by
I'll take my quote-unquote
Rainier
Ameritrash.
Kinesia.
I'll take my quote-unquote Ameritrash.
Ameritrash, yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so Fantasy Flight's referred to as Ameritrash the most, I believe, right? But what do they do about games that are like Rainier Kinesia's games that are under Fantasy Flight? Are they still Ameritrash?
Well, I always find that funny, too, because like you have stuff like Rio Grande and what's the other one? Mayfair.
The shitters of Catan?
Yeah, but that's a European game, but I mean, they're the American distributors, but they have a lot of other games, too, that are just as good. I mean, like...
I don't know, Joe. I don't know if anything could be as good as Settlers of Catan.
I don't know if
Bazooper!
I don't know if I want to talk about Settlers. I was actually had one of those...
Settlers of Catan is hot garbage. If you like Settlers of Catan, you need to reevaluate your position as a gamer.
Just board games in general right now, because I was... actually, there's a couple out right now that I kind of really want to try. I want to try In Bruges. I know, Bruges. I want to try... there was
In
a couple...
Bruges, the hit film with Colin Farrell.
I like that movie a lot.
I've never seen it. Everyone tells me that I'd like it, but I haven't seen it.
It's pretty good. Speaking of Colin Farrell, I just watched Alexander because it's on Netflix. You ever see the Alexander the Great movie?
No, I heard it was awful.
Oh my god, it is the weirdest movie I've ever seen in my life.
Did you see the extended director's cut that's like 7 hours?
I think it is the director's cut because it's the Oliver Stone one. And it's got like the weirdest thing is that it has...
Is there a hardcore butt fucking scene?
I think so.
You weren't sure?
I was tuning in and out of it. Val Kilmer plays his dad, Philip Macedon, and I'm just like... Why is Val Kilmer, the whitest man known to white, playing this, like, Macedonian warlord? What the hell is this
He's Val
bullshit?
Kilmer.
I know.
He does what he wants.
I know.
Do you remember when Val Kilmer was a huge star?
He still is a huge star in my heart, Steve.
Well, your heart, unfortunately, is not the public eye.
Yeah, that's true. I saw him at C2E2 a couple years ago, and he was wearing, like, a fedora. Nah, he wasn't wearing a fedora. It was like an Indiana Jones hat. You know, like a wide brim kind of. I guess
Isn't that a
that's
fedora?
I think that might be just
a wide brim fedora.
I guess I don't know like hat terms. He was
Trilby is a short brim. But
Yeah.
It looks like a fedora, but it's a short brim.
yeah.
And then fedora is kind of in the middle. And then I guess that would be like an Indiana Jones hat would be like a wide brim fedora. I
I
suppose.
guess. But he was wearing that and like a duster, and he was like really fat, and we just kept
So
on.
did he look like Marlon Brando from the Island of Dr. Moreau?
A little bit. I just kept on imagining him taking off the hat and there being a smaller Val Kilmer underneath the hat. And I was.
What about the blowhole? do you know that story?
Yeah, that he wanted to take his hat
You
off
wanted to have a blowhole? It would be a dolphin.
Why not?
Oh man, I there's supposedly a really hilarious and amazing documentary about that movie.
Oh yeah.
So I want to see it.
I think it's called Island of Lost Souls.
I believe that is correct. Yeah.
I actually watched another great documentary the other morning because I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I couldn't fall back asleep, so I went downstairs. I was watching it, and it was Superman Lives, or what was it called? The Death of Superman Lives, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
But it's a documentary about the making of the Tim Burton Superman movie in the 1990s.
The one with Nick Cage?
The one with Nick Cage. Now, it's the one that everyone shits on because they're like, oh my God, this looks so ridiculous. Like,
Is there a movie? Like, is there anything to watch of it?
Yeah, oh yeah, there's like a ton of footage. Not like the actual like movie, but like they built props, they had the costumes, they had everything. And it's actually pretty interesting.
Well, at that point, Nick Cage would have been long hair Superman, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they were doing. And like you look at like the test pictures that they did and they look awful, but then like when you're watching the documentary, they show you like certain angle, like it's more video and you're like, I could see this working. This could work. I kind of want to see this. And but it's got the John Peters is the producer of this movie. He produced like all of the Superman movies, and he's like the most batshit insane producer of all time. Like you're just like, go away. Just go away. He produced every Superman movie up till the Superman Returns, whatever, the one with Brandon Routh.
Okay.
And
that movie was awful.
And this guy is just like the biggest bully. Like he obviously knows nothing of Superman. He knows that will just make money. He's the guy that Kevin Smith talks about in the documentary where he's like, I think Superman should fight a spider.
Oh, the spider guy?
Yeah.
The Wild Wild West guy?
Yeah.
Because there's the giant spider. He's like, there should be a giant spider. I don't want to see him in that suit. It's faggy.
Yeah.
I believe was his exact words.
Yeah, I mean, you can really tell. And like Tim Burton is telling stories about him. Like he would literally hide. Like when he came into, like when he'd come into the building, he would hide, like because John Peters would like get him into a headlock and like noogie him.
What the fuck?
Tim Burton.
Wow.
And Tim Burton's like, no, stop. Yeah.
That is awkward.
But it's a really good documentary if you can find it. I really recommend it. That and Jodorowsky's Dune. I rewatched that one just the other day because I'm like, I want to see this movie really bad. I love movies about documentaries about movies that aren't made because they make the movie seem way cooler than it probably actually would have been.
I like David Lynch's Dune. It's fine.
David Lynch's Dune.
It's fine.
Shut Johnny.
It's got Sting. That's all I need to know. It's got Sting in that weird like hot pant diaper, the future diaper.
Fear is the mind killer.
That's right.
Fear is the little death that takes us all. I love that. I just love Dune. Let's talk some game stuff because I really don't have any games to talk about. But
I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4.
You're a regular Fallout boy, Steve.
Oh, wow! Did you think of that one while you were driving on the way here?
I did.
You're like, I'm going to call him a Fallout boy.
I was listening to when you guys were playing on, and I was just like, oh my God, Steve, you don't realize how much you're slobbing that knob.
What, Fallout?
Yeah. Not necessarily Fallout 4, but Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, New Vegas? Oh,
Yeah.
baby.
You're
New
just
Vegas
like
is the best.
oh, New Vegas. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
It is.
I Fallout, whatever. It looks good, but I don't have the time or effort to put it. It's like Skyrim. It's just like I don't have the time or effort to put into playing this to get the full effect of it.
New Vegas, baby. It's good.
Yeah. And do I
I will slob all over that knob.
Are there romance options
In 4?
or any of the Fallouts?
They're light in any of the other games. And I don't think there's any in New Vegas.
Is there anything in
Then
4?
in 4 there's romance, but it seems very tacked on.
Is there penetration?
No, actually,
well, then I don't
but
care,
you do
yeah.
get a bonus for sleeping in their bed. It's like a 15% XP bonus, and it's pretty funny.
I still
think it's
like-
called the Lover's Embrace bonus.
I still think that the sex scenes in Dragon Age 2 are probably like some of my favorite out of any like choose your own RPG love part of any game I've played. They're just so like whoa, like because first of all the women in that game are just ridiculous to look at in general. It's like whoever designed, like a 13-year-old boy designed these women.
But you can't bang Aveline, so
I don't know which one was
Aveline is the man tank.
Oh, the man tank.
Yeah.
You can't. Oh, I don't think I ever did.
Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, because I think she might have been the only one I didn't. So
You can't.
oh,
Not available. And she's actually a good example of bad game design because she's the only effective tank in that game. So you have to use her.
Dragon Age 2 is pretty much just
Dragon Age 2 is miserable.
It's a perfect example of like piss poor game design.
Oh yeah, Dragon Age 2 is fucking miserable.
It's like, hey, we have a great concept, and we have great. I really like the leveling trees in that game too. I thought it was great, just like the way you picked your levels and everything.
Did you
like
play
that.
the first one?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
But I liked what 2 did. 2 simplified a lot of things where it made it a lot more fun for a casual player. But
I hated that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, but for me that was great. But the problem is that like every environment is just a reskin. Or not even a reskin. It's the same fucking environment. And the story made no sense.
Oh
And-
yeah, like the best was you go into the cave and you're like, wait, this looks exactly like the other cave, but I can go right. The last time I could only go left. It's the fucking same cave.
It's just a mirror.
Yeah, it's bad.
No, the warehouses were the worst.
Oh yes.
Because every warehouse was exactly the
Well,
same.
the best was the beach bandits. Like you fight them, and it's like 10 years later. The beach bandits have returned. We need you to get them, Hawk. Didn't I kill those bandits? Like all of them to the man, like 10 years ago. It's like yes, but they've resurfaced and recovered. It's like how have they resurfaced? They were all dead.
Well, and I also like the switching between your players so that you could, you know, if you're doing like the 3-mage system like you're supposed to do in that game, because if you don't do a 3-mage system, you know, what are you doing? But even still, it's like being able to switch between the mages and play as a specific mage. I like that, and I kind of wish they had done
That
that.
was in 1 as well.
Yeah.
I didn't play 3 because I'm
I haven't played 3
because
either.
you know
You're
BioWare
still doing your-
boycott.
yeah. But I would have really liked to have had that in Mass Effect. Like if they had taken that and brought that into Mass Effect, where you could switch between the players, so you're not just playing Shepard. You can play as, you know, Garrus.
I think the
or-
characters were all way too similar in Mass Effect for that to have been as effective.
I know, but I mean,
Because the core concept idea of the Dragon Age system, even though their mechanics are broken, so it doesn't work out that way. The concept of that system is you get to play as the DPS, the tank, the healer, and the whatever. You insert extra class.
Yeah.
So like the whole point of that is you could be like, oh, I'm going to play the tank for a little bit, and I'm going to tank, and then you can swap to the mage, do this. Because the system is broken, you just played 3 different mages, and you're like, everyone cast Ice Storm. So
well, I didn't. I played a little bit deeper than that.
oh,
but
okay, because you weren't doing the true easy mode.
Yeah, I
Where you're
wasn't
just
doing
like,
true, no.
everyone do this.
No, mostly I would do like I would have my tank, and then I would have I would.
Well,
do
you had to
like
have the tank.
Yeah.
Tank 3 mages. You had to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
You had to do the tank because if you didn't, your mages died very quickly.
I don't know why we're talking so much about video games. I just don't.
We don't have any gaming stuff to talk
Well,
about.
I do have some.
Well, then go.
I speaking of
Talk
I,
about your stupid interests in your shitty tabletop
Tabletop
games.
So I played a new game, a new tabletop game. I played Frostgrave for the first time.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was like Mordheim.
As expected.
Yeah. It was cool. They used the D20 system.
Ooh.
It was very.
Is it like D20 system? As in like there's D4s, D8s, D6s?
No. Just D20.
Just D20s. So
Yeah.
like Infinity.
Yes.
Infernity.
So let me tell you, if you've never thought there was a swingier game than Frostgrave, you would be mistaken, because it's basically it's Mordheim. There's the biggest flaw with that game, out of any flaw whatsoever, is the fact that the game is all about treasure. So the whole point of the game is you have to
Mordheim or Frostgrave?
Frostgrave.
Okay.
You have to go to the treasure chest. Okay, so you start off the board. It's usually like either a 2x2 or a 3x3 table. I recommend 3x3. 4x4 is way too fucking big for your warband, because your warband is only allowed 9 models. Period. That's it. Or 9 models. And so that's
4x4 could be a huge adventure.
yeah, but it's like it's you'll see why in a second. You play in 3x3. Each player puts down 3 treasures. And so you have to put them up like 6 inches from the 9 inches from the table edge, 6 inches from each other, whatever. So the whole point is your guys have to go up and grab the treasure. You get 2 actions a turn: move and shoot, move and whatever. But you go up, you grab a treasure, and then you get it off the table edge. That's the whole point of this game. So if all of the treasures are like placed,
There's no other scenarios. It's just steal treasure.
that's the only purpose. Like, there's only 2 ways that you can win the game: get the treasure off the board. Once all the treasures are off the board, the game's over, or kill all your opponent.
That's fucking stupid.
I'm not going to disagree with you. It's a lot more fun than you think, but
Well, I mean, so what you described to me is a board game.
it's a little bit.
You
yeah.
described to me a board game, not a miniatures game.
Well, let me continue with this. So you get all your treasure off the table. BS fucking mechanic is not even a mechanic, but it's a BS fucking rule, is that once you grab the treasure, you can only move at half pace, which fuck that, because you're like, my guys are never getting off the board. This game is taking far longer than it should. But what's crazy about the game is the combat system with the D20s, since it's very, very swingy with the because if you roll like a 20, like if you roll above a 15, the guy's dead, essentially.
Okay.
So your opponent's dead. So like if you are actually like getting into combat, like wanting combat to go, you're trying to fight.
So you just
fight,
kill
fight.
people a quarter of the time?
You kill people all the fucking time. It's just like death, which is great, and that makes the game a lot of fun because you don't have to. You realize that your guys are going to die. Don't get attached to your warband; they are going to die, which is cool. But luckily, you get enough cool shit with your treasure chest, with your treasure. So if you actually do campaign it, you can have a lot. You get a lot more stuff.
It sounds like shitty Dark Age.
A little bit. The games are quick though. Like I was able to play off 3 games in like 15
So
minutes.
it's Dark Age.
15 minutes each. Once we got past the learning curve game, like me and Tim Lyson, we just played and played and played. We were just like, okay, we get this. We got this. This is pretty good. They got a new expansion coming out with some new classes and stuff like that. It should be good. I'm hoping that it adds a little bit more flavor to it because the whole thing with the board game thing is that once you get the treasures off, the game's over. So it's like if you're 2 smart players who are looking to level your warbands, you won't attack each other. You'll just go get the treasures, get them off the board, and use your XP to go after another player in your campaign.
Sounds bad.
Yeah, I mean it can get a little but it's definitely a good replacement for Mordheim because I still firmly believe that Mordheim is not coming back. Splashes Games is not touching Mordheim. But yeah,
Who knows? They got all these circle bases now.
it's true. I don't know. Like I enjoyed playing it, but I feel like the winning mechanism is really kind of dumb.
It sounds like it's a bad version of other games. At the very least, an inferior version.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely better ways of improving this.
Because Mordheim's fucking broke too. Like Mordheim is also not fair. Like very quickly, someone takes the lead in Mordheim, and that lead never goes away.
No,
like you just fucking skyrocket. There's no way to stop. Like I have one game where I shit stomp the other guy, and just my warband gets so good so fast, I'm out of control.
Yeah,
And
that's why you play as Marienburgers because you get the extra gold at the beginning.
Marienburg. I always thought the Chaos guys were pretty OP. The cultists, where you have the one super guy, because you just have that guy kill everything, and then he just becomes a fucking unstoppable juggernaut. Of course, I played the Carnival Chaos, which ruins the campaign super fast because of Nurgle's Rot.
Yeah,
which is hilarious.
Carnival Chaos is the
campaign killer.
The plague cart for the Carnival of Chaos is one of the coolest models ever produced.
Yeah, it's super awesome.
The models, they're all right. They're fun.
Range. The little adjusters with the skulls are like kind of shitty.
Yeah, but I mean the whole
strongmen are really cool.
The whole concept behind it is really cool. The models are not sculpted really nicely, but if you paint them up nice, they looks cool. But good luck getting a full set because it's going to cost you like $2,000 at this point. Well, it'll cost you about $250. But yeah, that Mordheim, it's fun. I mean, I like campaign games. I don't play enough to play a fucking campaign game. Yeah, well, what am I like 22, not having a girlfriend? What?
That's the that's the key. You gotta have there needs to be the system, like the dream system that I have in my head is dream system.
I was trying to think of a dream song. It took me
Dreamweaver.
Yeah, Dreamweaver. It took me a second.
Is a campaign system that works for a tournament.
Oh, really?
So, if you go to a tournament, like a big miniatures tournament is generally 2-day, 3-round, 2-round. That's usually the big deal. Yeah. Obviously, I'd be playing with a smaller game, not fucking Age of Shitmar or anything like that. Like, it would be skirmish style. So, Wrath of Kings, Dark Age, even Warhammer Warbands, whatever, just small. And you just need to come up with a system that allows people to have the experience of a campaign in a tournament. So leveling up, having units die, so on and so forth.
I could see that maybe working
with tournament pairing, because then when you lose, you still get something for your units, and you don't go up against someone who won their last round. Because that was the biggest problem when I played like Mordheim. It was a campaign, so like if it was, let's say it was map based or whatever, if I was playing a map based campaign, if I went and I stomped you, all my guys got better. You might get something out of it, but you've been stomped, right? Yeah. And then this other dude also stomped his game. Well, my next opponent is a guy who just lost. So I'm going to take my winning army, and I'm going to play a guy who lost, play a guy who lost, play a guy who lost. So I'm going to keep beating down the people who already lost while my shit is getting better, giving me even more of an advantage against people who lost. And then finally, when the other guy who's won more games, we collide, like we're the only players that matter in the campaign, because we both shit stomp the losers of each round, avoiding the other players that won. So you just kind of you snowball, and there's no way for a player who lost their like first game to come back, because they got shit on, and like the only people they can play like just doesn't work. You know, they can like beat on the other people who lost because the person who won already has this advantage. So the person who lost can't go back and attack the person who won. Their only option is to fight someone else who lost. And if it's two people who lost fighting each other, they just keep losing more of their gained resources. Because in the General's Compendium, it's like each battle you roll for every unit that survived, you roll for every unit that died, and you get more the more you win, and your points go down. So if a unit's massacred, like you lose about half the unit on average.
I like the concept. And there needs to be some tweaking to it.
Well, yeah, you can't just use
I love the
it needs to be its own thing.
I love the idea of like a tournament, a
campaign.
I like that idea.
Campaignament.
A campaignament. A tournament. I like that idea. I like the idea of like even like if you did it with something like Mordheim or Frostgrave, having like the full city like laid out on a long table, and then you just play in certain sections of it. I like that concept. The only I think I don't know. I think we could work on this. I think one of our listeners who's much better at doing shit than we are will be like, "Can I use this concept?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. Just make sure that we get some sort of
Dick pics.
Yeah, we get
the
dick pics. Yeah, dick pics or something like that. All right, so did I play? I fucking played another game too, and I can't think of what
You can't remember what you played?
No,
Must have been real
it
good.
was not. It was not that great. I have not. I've been like super crazy busy lately, just because like I've been painting like a fiend for my own personal purposes.
Me too. The Wasteland's not going to save itself.
Yeah, you Fallout Boy.
It's not going to save itself.
I wish I do a Fallout Boy song so I could sing it.
Where are you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot breathe tonight.
Whatever that song.
Miss you.
That song sounds so horrible.
Yeah. There's nothing more to be said. You're correct.
Wish you would step up from that ledge, my friend. Is that a Fall Out Boy song?
Fuck if I know.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's like a Third Eye Blind song.
Oh, they've come to snuff the rooster. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He ain't gonna die.
You know what's a sadder death, by the way? Robert Loggia just died.
Robert Loggia. My name is Robert Loggia.
Could you spell that for me, sir?
I like to come in. My name is spelled Robert Loggia.
You don't know the Family Guy thing?
No.
Robert Loggia. How do you spell that, sir? R as in Robert Loggia. O as in, oh my God, is that Robert Loggia? B as in, boy, that sure looks like Robert Loggia. E as in, everybody look, it is Robert Loggia. R as in, Robert Loggia. T as in, Tim, look, it's Robert Loggia.
Who the fuck is Robert Loggia?
He was the boss in the movie Big, who he does Heart and Soul with on the piano.
Okay.
That's a famous one. He was in...
That song is... All right, very good.
Yeah, very good. We've all come to that conclusion. He was in Scarface. That was the other big one that he was really in. He's in a lot of smaller parts in different movies.
So he's someone I have no idea. Well, why did you bring up Robert Loggia dying?
Because he just died. Oh, because we'll talk about Scott Weiland. I thought that's what you're
Who the
making.
fuck is Scott Weiland?
Oh my God, Steve! I like how on Play On you were like, Joe, my pop culture rival. No, you're so far removed in parts of your pop culture knowledge that I have succeeded you, sir.
Well, I mean, not music. Music sucks, and music's not pop culture.
What?
No, music's garbo.
This is like your pet B RPG argument.
Nah, music's not relevant anymore. Everyone just steals songs they like listening to, and you just listen to it on YouTube, and you can forget who the artist is.
Oh my God!
You might care about like 80s and 90s shit, like music when like it was a thing. Now music's just fucking. It's another Adele song, and then you know what it becomes? It becomes that one Adele song, and then a fucking million people covering that Adele song.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was also the the grandpa in the movie.
Oh, the Stone Temple Pilots guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Who fucking cares? Stone Temple Pilots suck.
But you say that about like good bands too. So,
but I mean, they all suck. I just said music sucks.
Robert Loggia was the grandpa in Over the Top.
You're my pop culture rival when it comes to film.
Okay.
I've seen definitely more movies than you, for sure.
I don't think so.
I've seen way more movies than you.
I don't think so.
We should run down the list. I bet I've seen more.
I don't know.
If you saw my dad's basement and how many movies I saw,
I know your dad has a lot. I've seen your dad's basement.
I've watched them.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of movies, but yeah, he was the grandpa over the top. He was one of the generals in Independence Day who was like, "Get on that thing and tell me how to take him down."
Man, Over the Top. That movie's fucking great.
Yeah, that was.
Turn my head around like a switch. No, I feel like a machine, like one of these trucks here.
What the hell is that supposed to be?
Over the Top.
I know, but was that your Stallone?
Not whatever. It's what he sounds like.
No, Stallone kind of sound like
That he doesn't sound like that yet in Over the Top.
A little bit.
It took a few movies for him to start
Took
sounding
a couple
like that.
blows to the head for him to really be that way. I'm trying to look at what else Robert Loggia's been. He was on.
Sylvester Stallone was great in Death Race 2000. Frankenstein. That's another David Carradine classic.
That is a David Carradine classic. I'm
We
trying
should
to
just do a movies podcast where we try and stump each other about movies.
try and stop it. Oh, he was in Lost Highway. I love that movie.
Lost Highway is a great movie.
Yeah. I don't know. I got gaming stuff. What am I going to talk about? Am I going to talk about the fact that Cool Mini is doing another Arcadia Quest Kickstarter?
Who cares?
It's that it's already made like $1.2 million.
Hey man, I think a lot of people buy that shit just to resell it.
I guess because god damn it, that game is terrible. I mean, we bitch and moan about Cool Mini or not putting out the same Zombicide game. I know you hate Zombicide. Zombicide's not terrible.
Pretty bad.
For the casual player, it's not terrible.
It's designed pretty badly. I don't know. Black Plague one looks interesting.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's like we give them shit about that, but what they deserve to get more shit for is their copycat games that they put out. Like
Oh no, that's their thing.
Yeah.
They Fire and Axe came out from IDW, the Viking game, and IDW made Fire and Axe. Cool Mini made Blood and Fire or whatever.
Yeah.
They made a Viking game that's actually like two words as well. It's like Blood and Iron or some shit.
yeah, and it's like they consistently do this with every major board game release on Kickstarter.
They're like that one movie company that makes like Transmorphers.
Yeah, like what is it, Harbor Bay or
Yeah.
Anchor Bay or whatever.
Transmorphers. And then,
Transmorphers.
what is it? The first
They always do like
War of the Worlds. There's like War with Mars.
Transmorphers is the
Transmorphers is my favorite. That's the one that sticks out because it's like Transmorphers. That's great. You keep doing what you're doing.
I actually didn't they do like they always do the Mummy ones. Like whenever like a Mummy movie comes out, they always just do like Mummy.
I heard there's a new Mummy coming out.
They
with,
wanna
with
do-
Brendan Fraser. Even
No, they want to use Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Is he going to play Brendan Fraser's character?
Okay, so one of the problems with movies as a whole is this is gonna be a very movie heavy podcast. Is right now everyone wants to Avengers-ize their universe.
Right.
So Universal.
I don't know why. Avengers 2 is Garbo.
Yeah. And Civil War does not look like it's gonna be good.
I mean, I'm so fucking sick of Marvel. Like, Marvel, fuck it. I am like, as far as movies go, like at this point, I want to see Batman versus Superman just to see Batflick.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking Batflick. Like
Use the bomb in Phantoms.
he was the bomb in Phantoms, and several other films he was quite good in.
Reindeer Games. Highly underrated.
But I am so fucking sick of Marvel.
Well, to get to my point, to get back to my original point, it was that everyone at Universal's trying to Avengerize the Universal monster movies, which is why they tried to do I,
They're
Frankenstein
doing a real bad job.
and that Dracula movie. What was that one called?
Dracula Untold.
Yeah.
that had Bard the Bowman in it.
It did have Barth Bowman, but yet it had those. What they're trying to do is they're trying to create like monster superhero universe. And that's what they're going to do with the Mummy movie. They keep trying to do it, and it keeps failing.
You know
miserably.
how you could do that though as Universal? Like it wouldn't be hard. Everyone already knows those characters. You could just do the monsters. Like remember when they had Frankenstein versus Wolfman?
Yeah.
Versus Dracula? Yeah, you know how they sold that movie? They were like, it's Frankenstein versus Wolfman versus Dracula. What's it called? Frankenstein versus Wolfman versus Dracula. And then there's one with Abbott and Costello as well.
Well, it's a fantastic movie. But no, you would.
Hey, Abbott!
Abbott. Who's on first? Yes, the guy
They're
on first
inferior
base.
to Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah. Well, Laurel and Hardy are just a completely different animal.
Laurel and Hardy are the most dynamic and amazing comedy duo of all time.
Maybe, yeah.
I can't see when that like really compares.
But Abbott and Costello are more of a joke team. Laurel and Hardy are more physical comedy.
It's true.
That's what I say. They're kind of different
That's
animals.
fair. That's fair.
What was I gonna say? Oh fuck. So yeah, the Universal's doing this bullshit, and they keep trying and trying, which is part of the reason why they let the rights lapse to I think it was Ghost Rider and Blade. They let the rights lapse back to Marvel because they were like, we're going to focus on this and not worry about these Marvel properties. I think it was Blade, Ghost Rider, and there was another one too. Maybe Punisher. I think Punisher might have been part of that deal.
Yeah, that Thomas Jane movie was pretty good. It wasn't a particularly great Punisher movie, but it was a cool movie. When he fought that giant Russian Dennis the Menace, it was pretty funny.
Those
Thomas Jane's also totally viable as like totally believable as Frank Castle.
I really like what they're going to do with the TV series.
Don't care. Not watching it. Fuck it.
What? You didn't watch Daredevil?
I watched Daredevil and it was all right, but I mostly watched Daredevil because I have a super gay crush on Vincent D'Onofrio. So
Of all people to have a super gay crush on, Vincent D'Onofrio would not be on my top 100 list.
You know what? Sugar. More sugar. But I watched Daredevil.
A lot of Men in Black reference.
Did you like that? Yeah. It was pretty good. There was a...
I always think of him as Private Pile, where he goes like, Private Pile, why is there a jelly donut in your Foot Locker? Because I'm a fat piece of shit, sir. That's what I always just think.
Yeah, I don't ever think of Full Metal Jacket because I hate that movie.
And it's like him saying like, I'm a fat piece of shit, sir.
I mean, Daredevil was fine. Like I was not as like blown away as apparently everyone else was. The fight scenes were really good. Like the fight choreography was good, but like everyone like was jizzing their pants away, and I was like, yeah, it was pretty good.
Jizz in my pants.
But as far as that goes, like that's probably the last Marvel thing I'm really gonna like watch because like, I don't give a fuck about Jessica Jones. It looks like shit.
Oh, it was great.
I hate that people are so excited about it.
Oh,
like the more people are enjoying the Marvel comic shit, the more I'm starting to hate. Like I already was.
Of course you do. You're a gigantic hipster.
I was already, dude. You can't call anyone hipster. You own vinyl records.
Yeah, but the thing is I enjoy lots of stuff. A hipster is a person who hates something because people like it.
No, see, a hipster is someone who likes things that are, out of touch or kitschy. So like, I've got records
and says that everyone else's likes are bullshit.
Hipsters like things before it was cool. That's the difference. If you were to hipster it, you'd be like, well, if you wanted to hipster Marvel right now, you'd be like, I was liking Marvel in the 80s when they were just comics, okay? Oh, you guys like it now that they're major motion pictures. That would be the hipster part.
I'll concede that point, but you're also you're one of those internet commenters.
It's because like, people are like,
why can't you just enjoy something that people like?
Because they are fucking nonstop talking about it. Like everyone's like, oh, I can't believe this show. It's like, all right, here's the problem I have with, and this is like the biggest issue I have with pop culture and games and like everything in general.
And yet you still enjoy Fallout 4.
If you watch something, I don't. But here's the thing: unless someone asks, I'm like, I don't need to fucking talk about it. Everyone who's playing it, but Pat didn't play it. So here's the issue I have. If I've watched it, like, so let's say I watched Daredevil. Mm-hmm. You watched Daredevil.
Yeah,
we both saw the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
there's nothing to discuss there. There is nothing worthwhile to discuss there. This period. It's like the move. Like, sure, it was like the discussion should end at, did you like it? No. Oh, okay. Did you like it? Yeah, great. We've seen it. If I didn't see it and I was like, hey, tell me about the thing, you could tell me about the thing. The problem is I see people who both saw and really loved the thing just fucking like blabbing on about it. And this is like, yeah, did you remember the part where he punched the guy? And it's like, oh, I totally remember the part where he punched the guy. It was so cool. Yeah, it was so cool. Do you remember the part where he kicked the guy? Oh, yeah, I totally remember the part when he kicked the guy. It's just like jacking each other off over the same, like why? Don't bother.
I understand what you're saying, but I think there's more to it because like when you're discussing something like, let's take, for example, like, Kevin and I just watched Dark Knight Rises. Now, both of us don't like Dark Knight Rises, so maybe okay. Let's say with the Dark Knight, that's the second one. We both like Dark Knight. We're able to go through and say like, well, I really like this part, and then it's like, well, I didn't like that part. Or, yeah, I like this part. I like this part for this reason. And Kevin might be like, well, I liked it because of this reason, which is a little bit different.
But it's subjective discussion.
Yeah.
I fucking hate subjective discussion.
Yeah. I mean, like, all discussion is subjective discussion most of the time.
That's not accurate.
Well, I mean, we're on a podcast where we basically just give subjective...
No, see, I have my opinion, which is completely objective.
Okay.
See,
oh, yeah.
That's the thing.
Okay.
And I understand. No, I just the zeitgeist thing. It's just like I fucking can't stand it.
I mean,
it's like,
I agree with that,
and it's also becoming. It's kind of the same thing where it's like Star Wars. It's just so everywhere.
Star Wars.
It's so everywhere and in your face. It's like people, it's like, you're gonna like it. You're gonna like it. Watch it.
I just can't-
Like it. And
I
I'm
can't
just like,
wait.
fucking get out of my face.
Here's my theory. Star Wars. This is how J.J. Abrams is going to screw everyone over, and you'll appreciate this. Is that the opening scene
Fingers crossed.
with what's that? The pilot's name, not Finn.
Fucking fine. Kylo Ren? That's
No,
the
not
only
Ky-
name I know.
Poe Dameron. That's Poe
Poe
Dameron.
Dameron.
He lands.
Why can't Star Wars names be not fucking stupid?
Luke is not a stupid name.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. You got me on Luke.
Han is not necessarily.
Han's pretty fucking stupid.
It's a little bit out
Han
there.
Solo. Like, give me a fucking break. Oh, we're gonna get him with Solo because he's a renegade lone wolf type character.
Yeah.
I'm George Lucas.
Yeah. Well,
I
anyway,
hate George Lucas.
so Poe
And his
Dameron
goiter.
lands his X-wing. Right. He hops out, pulls off his helmet, and goes, "Ugh, God, I really hate the Jews." just to see everyone go.
Space Jews. He has to say space Jews because
then-
that'll make it okay.
And then Watto's like, "What? Why do you hate the space Jews?"
Yeah, exactly. But it's
I hate the space Jews too.
I don't. They hate the fucking in your face. Like, you're gonna like this thing. Like it.
I
Like
mean,
it.
That's
It's-
that's how movies are nowadays. That's how marketing is.
But that's the thing. It's just fucking make something that's good by itself.
you know
Like,
what?
I don't want to have to have watched 10 other movies to like enjoy this thing. That's why Guardians of the Galaxy was pretty good, because Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah, you didn't have to.
very self-contained. You can just watch that movie start to finish and be like, hey, that was a pretty good movie.
No, I agree. I like it because I'm an active movie watcher. I'm gonna go out. I make it a purpose.
I saw the night
I'll
before.
point.
That was hilarious.
Oh yeah, I saw the Krampus.
Oh, was it good?
The special effects in that movie were fantastic. Some of the best special effects I've seen in a long time. Script was a little weak.
Okay.
You know how like there's like
Is it gory?
no, not really. I think that
It's
was part
rated
of the
R,
problem.
isn't it?
No, it's PG-13.
Oh, that's a disappointment.
Here's the thing. It's like when you have a horror movie, it needs to hit certain beats at certain times, and it didn't hit the beats at the right time. So that kind of in my book. But I did enjoy it, and it was very fun. It was I some of the characters.
Would you recommend it?
I'd recommend it for video. I wouldn't recommend going to see
a
it
home
in the
release.
theater.
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix. When it's on Netflix, enjoy it over the.
Okay.
Not hasn't cracked my top 5 favorite Christmas movies. So.
Okay.
Which are Die Hard, Die Hard, Die Hard,
Die Hard. All 5 Die Hard.
No, just
all 5 Die Hard. That's what I
Yeah,
said. All 5 Die Hard. Die Hard, Die Hard, Die Hard, Die Hard. Because you'd have to add like the different Die Harder or Die Hardest.
Yeah, no. Just Die
It's
Hard 5 times.
5 times. Right.
If I'm gonna watch 5 Christmas movies, I'm gonna watch Die Hard 5 times.
Yeah, good.
And maybe Christmas Vacation I'll throw in there.
But that's the kind of pop culture thing I like. Like I didn't know about this movie. I want you to tell me about it.
Yeah,
Tell me.
I get it.
Does it make and it's just maybe it's because it's everyone gives their unsolicited opinions about everything, and
Yeah.
because Marvel is so big and Star Wars is so big.
Well, they're both
like,
owned by Disney, so of course.
There's so much stuff being pumped out. I'm hearing all of these unsolicited opinions that I don't give a fuck about. Like, I don't care. It's like if someone was telling me about Scrubs. I hate the show Scrubs. I fucking hate the show Scrubs.
So, are you the funny Scrubs or the not funny
but
Scrubs?
See, so I hate the show Scrubs. So if someone comes up to me and they're like, "Oh man, I was watching Scrubs," and they just start talking about Scrubs, I'm just like, "Stop,
like Scrubs.
fucking stop! Don't tell me about it. I hate that show. Don't talk to me about it." But that would never happen because no one does that. It's Scrubs. But
Scrubs.
you know what they will do that for? Fucking Jessica Jones, fucking Marvel movies, everything to do with like Star Wars. They'll be like, "Dude, I can't wait to see Star Wars. Did you see the part in the trailer where the fucking dildo pops out and it's and it's got 3 dildos on the side?"
If a dildo popped out,
I would watch the fuck out of that movie.
You would watch the fuck out of that
I mean,
movie.
like I said, I'm gonna watch it. Still need the ammo, and I got my fingers crossed.
You should watch Jessica Jones. I think you would actually kind of like it.
Maybe.
Fucking love Scrubs.
Who doesn't?
Scrubs is really bad. I hate that. Who's that? The fucking the dude with the punch me face.
Zach Braff.
Yeah, Zach Braff. That dude. Fuck, man. Like that dude is the most mega punch me face I've ever seen in my life.
I've seen worse. I mean, he does have a little bit of a punch me face.
Dude, he looks like he's like his face. It looks like punch me's written across his forehead.
Yeah, but I think you'd like Jessica Jones. I actually really do think you would like Jessica Jones
I don't know, man.
because it's not very superhero-y. It's
not even that. It's like that's the thing. I'm not against superheroes.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's just a very well done story. I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing that there's nothing like really awful about it, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe I'll get around to watching it at some fucking point when people don't care about it anymore.
Yeah.
Then I'll watch it. Because that's the thing too. I don't want people to ask me because they've seen it, so they want to know what I thought of it, and I'm just like, no. And it's more fun to be like, I wouldn't watch that. That's retarded. Yeah. And then people get upset.
That's what you enjoy more than anything.
Yes, because people get upset when you when they really want to, and you they're super disappointed because they really want to talk about it, and you can tell they really want to talk about it, and when you're just like, no, that sounds stupid. I'm not gonna watch that. They you can see them deflate. They're like, oh, yeah, the excitement's gone. Like you've stolen that from them, and I like stealing that from them.
So speaking of, we only got 10 minutes left.
If anyone was expecting games this episode,
there wasn't a shit ton of news. I guess there was some.
The Fantasy Flight holiday sale came and went.
Yeah, I mean it was all Black Friday stuff. Really, is what it was, and it's passed that. Yeah,
everything that was happening is done.
Yeah, and all Black Friday stuff generally is 20% off.
Yeah, well, not the Fantasy Flight holiday sale.
But they never really put anything really good up.
So this year. Well, last year's was better in terms of board games. Yeah, because they always have some solid board games on there.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Last year was really good with the board games. This year, the board games were very sparse.
Yeah,
but what they did have a lot of
Hemingway writing,
40K RPG stuff.
There was a lot of
ton of it for dirt fucking cheap, and most of those systems are pretty good. They had the Black Crusade where you play as Chaos.
Yeah,
cultists and Space Marines.
Fucking cheap. You want an RPG where people die. Every game you play the 40K RPG system.
Yes and no. It's because for their system, the percentage-based system, is super fucking swingy. Yeah. Because what'll happen is you'll have one guy who passes all his percentage rolls, and he's a god, and everyone else is failing and dying.
Yeah, exactly. That game is serious. If you survive more than 2 sessions with a character, you're
problem
insane.
With that percentage system with whiff rip and stuff is. The characters go in my experience, because I did a lot of whiff rip. I've never played the 40K one, so I assume it's the same because it uses the same percentage system. Yeah. Biggest issue with that is you have characters that when they start, they fucking fail every test. They miss everything in combat. Combat's very deadly. If you hit, you'll generally kill what you hit. If something hits you, it'll probably kill you. It's very dangerous, but it's super we had a combat where the first 2 entire rounds of combat, every single participant in the combat missed with everything because your percentages are just low. And then because of the way they gain increments of 10 or 15% or whatever, you go from everything missing, all the characters missing and all the enemies missing, to everything hitting. And there's no middle ground there. It's just kind of everyone sucks, everyone's great.
That's why you go to someone's basement and you get hired to kill giant rats for 2 sessions. That's what you do, and you level your characters.
Yeah, it's.
Then you go to a forest and you kill wild boars. And wow,
I liked everything in the game except for the combat. Really, the system worked really well for everything except the combat because percentage-based combat just.
At least Whiff Rip has we talked about that before. It has really great lore, so it's really generic.
Well, the new Whiff Rip, the 3rd edition, that has a totally revamped system. It's got special dice now.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah, no, it's no good.
Well, no, I mean, I'm cool with special dice if it's self-contained. If it comes with the box set.
Yeah, but those little dice, they're tiny. They're
Are they tiny? I didn't see them.
They're tiny special dice.
I just thought they were normal, like D8s, and they just had.
Yeah, but no, they're the special 6-sided dice they have are tiny. They're I'm putting my they're 4 millimeter or something. Because
the ones I saw were all D10s and D8s, and they just had different symbols.
Yeah, they
had symbols instead of numbers. They had blanks and symbols, but that one looked better because it had more stuff, and it had a very cool combat system with because I looked into it but didn't read the books, but I looked at the supplements and read reviews about it. It's combat was kind of zone based where you had standees and you push the standees forwards and backwards based on range.
This is the new RPG.
That's the newest one.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's still in print, but it's the 3rd ed, I think, is what they.
The 2nd ed. No, that's the 4th ed because the 3rd ed was the one that they did. That was the really cool system,
percentage based. This one is it must be 4th, and this one's
you know what I loved about 3rd
special
ed?
Dice.
I loved in 3rd ed that if you wanted to switch your character's class, all you had to do was go buy the stuff that you needed for the class.
Well, you had to switch classes because that was how you gained levels.
Yeah.
Because you had to go from rat scavenger to warden to this to that.
Yeah.
Because that's how you progress.
You're like I make charcoal for a living. That's my class. I'm a charcoal maker. I want to be a rat catcher. What do I got to go be the rat catcher? Well, you got to have a bunch of dead rats that you can hang from your back. So you got to go get some dead rats. Yeah, you need this, and it's like you need shoes covered in poop. Can you get shoes covered in poop? I can cover my shoes in poop. No, that's not going to work. You got to get.
They have to be purchased with poop on them.
Yeah, so that was. And you know what? Those books are the third ed books are cheap. You could find them just about anywhere, and there's not a ton of them, but there's enough of them that you could have a nice set. I should get those because those are really cool. I think I have the Kislev one, Realm of the Ice Queen or whatever it's called, and that's a really neat one. But even their campaigns are they're decent. They're all based off the old first ed ones from what was it, Bad Egg Games or something like that. Oh, I don't remember. But those were all that was a terrible system, that first ed with Rip.
Oh yeah. It's no Middle Earth role-playing game.
No merps. Sure. But yeah, the Fantasy Flight did have the 40K stuff, which was and those are really nice and they're expensive too. So if you could have got those for cheap, that would have been pretty good. Yeah. But we do have some gaming news is that they've actually opened up Adepticon, the big Midwest gaming tournament / whatever.
Seems like most things are already sold out.
Steve is a little salty.
I'm not really salty. I'm just kind of.
You were a little salty.
More annoyed than salty.
There was a tang of salt in the air.
There's a little bit of relief though, because it means I also don't have a time limit on painting my Smaug.
So they're not doing a Lord of the Rings tournament.
There is no
year.
500-point Lord of the Rings tournament for me to bring Smaug to.
Yes,
they're running some Lord of the Rings events, but no 500-point tournament, which is unfortunate for me because I wanted to bring Smaug. I wanted to be the guy with Smaug.
Yeah, and I said, well, it was they canceled the tournament because they heard you were coming with Smaug.
Was coming.
Yeah.
Like, he's the greatest calamity of this age. Did you see the extended edition of The Hobbit?
No, The Hobbit, yes.
Not
the
Battle
third one.
5.
No, I've not seen that yet. I'm probably gonna get that for Christmas, so I'll end up waiting on that one.
Very good.
Yeah, when am I gonna have time to sit down and watch the 4-hour epic that is?
I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of free time, so I don't relate to people who don't have a lot of free time.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My work takes up most of my time, but when I get home, I have nothing but free time.
I mean, I'm mostly just painting at the time. I mean, I think I could pop it on. I think my latest computer build does has a Blu-ray on it, so I could probably watch that there.
All right, so you should.
It's just a matter of I'm usually watching something else. What am I watching right now? I'm watching Vikings on the
History Channel thing.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show.
I've heard.
It's not high drama, let me tell you that, but it's definitely fun.
Action.
Yeah, it's better than Spartacus. I don't know if you watched Spartacus.
I saw the first season of Spartacus, which I liked. I didn't see it after the dude got cancer and died.
Aww. But no, I like Spartacus a lot, and plus there was a lot of boobies on Spartacus, which was great.
There's also a ton of dicks. Did you ever see the? I think it was a. It might have been a Saturday Night Live one, but it's they have the writers team. Like someone described the writing team of Spartacus as 5 15-year-old boys.
No, that was the writing team of Game of Thrones.
Is it?
Yes.
No, I thought it was
Saturday Night Live.
I thought it was Spartacus because there's not a lot of dicks in Game of Thrones. There's actually no dicks in Game of Thrones. They've shown 0 dicks because it's 5 15-year-old boys and one of them is secretly gay.
No.
And they're all talking. He's like, "Oh, we can have Spartacus and boobs and boobs and boobs." And Lucha's like, "Yeah." And then this one dude has his dick hanging out.
No, there's dicks in Game of Thrones.
I don't think so.
Remember the guy who tries to poison Daenerys, and they have him running after the like they have him tied up to the horse, and they have him naked running. You see his dick flopping around.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
That might be the only dick in Game of Thrones.
You might have mentally blocked all the Game of Thrones dicks.
I don't think so.
Maybe you're not so dick friendly as you like to portray.
I mean, I haven't blocked all the dicks in Spartacus. How have I mentally blocked the ones in Game of Thrones? Maybe they're inferior.
Maybe they are inferior. Maybe it's because they're not like super glam dicks.
They're not glam dicks.
Like you
they're
like
not glittery.
You like the beefcake dick. That's what you like. You don't like real dick. Real dick just turns you off.
Okay, so it has to be like hunk, like just like
beefcake.
Beefcake.
Yeah, you gotta have the beefcake dick. Like.
Right.
I acknowledge that dicks
You
exist
acknowledge
in the world,
all
so I know I see it when I see it, and I know when I see it. But you're like there was no dicks in that. I'm like, dude, there was like a ton of dicks, and there was like that fat guy had his dick out, and you're like, I don't look at that. I'm just looking at beefcake dick.
That didn't happen.
That didn't happen. Now Spartacus, that's a. How is he so smooth?
There's no hair there.
There's no hair. That was the one thing I noticed about Dark Knight Rises is how is Bane so smooth?
Nair.
I guess that's what they had to do. Anyway, Adepticon, yeah.
Yes, Batman. Oh.
I'm using nail on my chest.
Behold, victory has defeated you. I fucking love Bane.
Rise, Gotham, take control of your city. Yeah, so they Adepticon, they got all the tournaments going and everything like that. I hope to God that they move the Warma Hordes tournament to a bigger hall, so that way I can actually see the tournament as opposed to trying to go into this tiny room that they
I heard
had in.
they're. Oh no, that's Gen Con. Never mind.
Oh, Gen Con, they expanded.
Yeah, they're doing the True Dungeons going to a stadium.
Yeah, if
Bum, 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 bum. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah.
this is actually a good thing, but I say no matter what they do with Gen Con, nothing will fix Gen Con until they fix the housing situation.
You mean not being in Indiana?
Yeah, because it's
Because I'm on total boycott of Gen Con until they're out of Indiana.
the fact that there's no hotel rooms there, that kills the entire convention.
Yeah, it's Carbo.
Yeah.
Like they've needed to move. Like, okay, so you know how like they stayed in Wisconsin for a little too long, just a little too long, like maybe 2 years too long. They've stayed in Indiana for like fucking 5 years too long.
Yeah.
They need to move to another place that's bigger.
They don't move till 2018, I think it is,
I know.
right?
What? They need to fucking move. They need to get out of the shitty situation that they're in. They need to go to a better location.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll keep it in the Midwest. But where will they go? Who fucking knows? I'm guessing if they move from there, they're probably going to do somewhere in St. Louis. That's my guess.
You think St. Louis?
I think St. Louis. I think that's the
East St.
next-
Louis?
I think that's the next step. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's the next step. Either that or Minnesota.
I would say Minnesota would be smarter, but there's just not enough hotel rooms in Minnesota either.
I don't know.
That's the whole problem is you have to have a convention hall that's big enough for Gen Con. The only convention hall I know that's probably better than the one in Indianapolis, at least for the Gen Con style, would be McCormick Place.
Oh, there's tons in Chicago, but Chicago's too expensive.
Well, the problem with Chicago is Chicago doesn't have enough hotel rooms either.
And Chicago's also fucking Chicago, so there's all the other issues. 75% bullets. Well, I mean,
I don't know why they sound
didn't-
like lasers,
I didn't just
but-
mean that. I meant like logistically, like it's way everything's more expensive because the union's out of control. So you have like ridiculous fees in the. That's why there's no Magic Grand Prix generally in Chicago because the cost of running a Grand Prix in Chicago compared to running it in the comparably close Illinois like St. Louis border, they call them like Grand Prix or. They call the tournaments St. Louis tournaments, but they're still technically in Illinois. If you walk a few feet, you're in St. Louis.
Yeah.
The cost difference between running them in Chicago or in that area is 5 times less or more to run it in like the not Chicago area. And it's comparably like when you're talking like traveling distance for tournaments or events, it's nothing.
Yeah.
The difference is nothing. The range is negligible, 5 times less cost. So, there's incentive.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, Rosemont would be a smart move because Rosemont, you have a shit ton of hotel rooms, way more hotel rooms than you'll ever have in Indianapolis. But the convention center in Chicago is Rosemont is awful. It's an awful fucking convention center. I mean, Indianapolis is a smart move, but you can't actually have more hotel rooms in that city. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
Not for a once a year thing.
Yeah, not for like a once a year thing. I don't know. Fuck it. But anyway, they're moving True Dungeon to Lucas Oil Stadium, which is right next door. And so all the True Dungeon people are finally been separated into the area that they deserve to be separated. Yeah, exactly. Which is great because I think True Dungeon started off in like one of like the smaller rooms, and then it got to like one of the bigger rooms. Now it's an entire convention hall.
True Dungeon's like one of the biggest draws for Gen Con. There are people who go to Gen Con just for True Dungeon for 3 days or whatever.
We should build our own True Dungeon like thing.
Do a really crappy one with like cardboard.
Gym mats. Gym mats.
Just slap Marvel on it and people will come. Be like, Marvel's True Dungeon. You're like, Marvel, like the comics? No. No. Yeah, no. We make our own
And
logo. Looks just like Marvel, but it's green.
Every encounter that the people have is just you in a different outfit.
You're like, I'm in a fucking like styrofoam suit and be like, hey, it's me, the Thing. It's clobbering time. Watch out, Stretcho. I think it's just burnout. I think that's what it is. I think it's less being like raging about like the people super excited about shit, but it's more that I'm so burnt out on it. I don't see how people aren't at this point. There's so much shit. It's like, fuck.
You're just also getting older too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, because I still haven't seen Ant-Man. I have no plans to see Ant-Man.
I like
even
Ant-Man.
though Paul Rudd is you saw it?
Yeah.
I have one question. Does Paul Rudd begin the film disenfranchised with his life?
Oh yeah.
Okay, very good. Joe and I were talking. Another Joe. We're talking about Paul Rudd. If the film doesn't begin with him disenfranchised with his lot in life, it's A, going to be a bad movie, and B, probably doesn't exist because Paul Rudd, if he is the star, he is disenfranchised with his lot in life. The one movie that someone mentioned that he's not disenfranchised, he's not the star of, so it doesn't matter, which is Anchorman, because he's the Fontana or whatever. He's the other anchor, but
Yeah.
he's not the star of Anchorman. Will Ferrell is, so it doesn't count. It's not a Paul Rudd movie. It's a Will Ferrell movie.
What's the Paul Rudd thing where it's like he's looking at the computer file of himself dancing? Is that called like Lettuce Man or something?
I don't know,
like
but
that?
that sounds awesome.
I can't. God damn it. I wish I'll find this off. But it's him looking at the computer and like he types in a thing and it's like a little avatar of him dancing, and then it's like the guy starts dancing quicker and Paul Rudd's like starts sweating. He's like, oh man, it's too much, and then he has to like click a button to like close, and he's like, all right, okay, I'm good at this point. It's something real stupid like Adult Swim style.
That's humorous.
Yeah, so I'm still going to Adepticon this year. I'm probably going to be playing in the Bold Action Team tournament.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing for me to do there.
Yeah, so it's like you're not going to go, and that's what I said. When the guy said, "Like, are you guys going?" I don't remember who actually.
Well, I was planning to go at that time.
Yeah,
But then that was Matt Lee.
Matt Lee. Yes.
He asked if we were going, and I was like, at that time, I was planning to go, and then this week I checked. I was like, I should probably buy my ticket for the tournament just in case. And I looked online, and I was like, oh, there is no tournament. So
no, in actuality, unless you're playing Warma Hordes or 40K, there's no real reason to buy your ticket. Like, what, you think the Age of Shitmar tournament's going to sell out?
The Wrath of Kings one did.
Oh, wow.
The Wrath of the King one sold.
They sold
apparently
all 12 tickets?
They sold out twice.
Yeah, I'm not.
Let's think, it's not 12 tickets anymore because there's no fantasy.
Yeah.
So there is fantasy. They're using the 9th Age system.
Oh,
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, oh, daggers, enjoy your shit box.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. No, they're doing the Bolt Action Nationals there this year, and I was
Bolt
like,
Action is nationals.
they do.
Is it going to be like the Austin Powers CCG World Championship in Gencon where like 4 people show up?
Yes. No, actually, but the problem is that it's a 2-day tournament, and I'm like, I don't want to spend 2 days doing this. 2 whole days of Gencon, of Adepticon, playing in a Bolt Action tournament is bullshit. Because you never should have you might feel differently about this, and I know some people that do feel relatively different about it.
I will go ahead.
That 2-day tournaments are bullshit, and this is the reason why they're bullshit. One, because the biggest reason is that everybody who shits out on the first day, who like goes like 1 and 2 or 0 and 3, will not show up for day 2 because there's no reason to show up for day 2 if that happens. So first off, you're losing about a quarter of your players on the second day, and 2, it's that you're just. What are you doing with those that you have to play 3 games and it takes you 12 hours to play 3 games? And I just don't understand that.
So, couple notes. One, that long time is because of the old Grand Prix or Grand tournaments from Warhammer.
Yeah.
Because Warhammer took a million fucking years to play.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, you have 3 hours per round. So, yes, it did take fucking 12 hours to play your 3 rounds. Because there was breaks, lunch break, whatever. So, that is a holdover from the grand tournaments. And here's how I feel about 2-day tournaments. Mandatory 2-day tournaments are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Qualifier-based 2-day tournaments are the way they all should be. So when you go to a Magic Grand Prix, you do day 1. If you do not have a certain record by the end of day 1, you're cut. You don't get invited to day 2.
That's okay. That's
the way it should be done. Because then the only reason you would have to commit to a second day is because you were at the top of the standings. Whatever that cutoff needs to be. In Magic, it's a specific record. If you are X2, which means you've lost 2 rounds, you're guaranteed qualified into the next day.
Yeah.
They've recently bumped because Grand Prix are getting so big. At this point, X2 is no longer fair. X3 is now the new limit. So if you lose only 3 rounds on day 1, you get to go to day 2. And day 1 is like 10 rounds. It's a long day. But if you lose only 3 rounds, you get qualified for day 2, and then you get to play in day 2. And 3 rounds, like if you lose those 3 rounds, you are on like the edge, because if you go to day 2 and you lose your first round, you're pretty much out at that point. But you are still alive as long as you're only X3.
No, and I think that's a smart way of doing the system.
Should do it for fucking miniatures games too.
Well, and here's also the
Because
problem.
this way it also eliminates people who are just salty and don't show up to day 2 because they got their ass handed to them on day 1.
Yeah, and I would be one of those people if that happened to me, but that wouldn't happen to me.
Oh, it
I'm
would,
good.
because there's flamethrowers.
No, they don't. The flamethrowers.
Are you good? How many tournaments have you won?
Flame tanks are not allowed. Like 2.
Big ones at Adepticon?
No, not big ones at Adepticon.
No.
I just like tank tournaments and stuff like that.
I mean, shitting on locals is cool.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but you could do that. I could do that too. It doesn't mean I'm good.
No, like whatever. I know how to win this game.
Do it. Prove it. I want to see you walk away with the championship belt.
I've already created the ultimate beat all list. That a list I know I could never lose with. I've created that based on.
Are you bringing it? You should.
No, I'm not doing the nationals. I told you this.
Well, are you going? You said you're going to butt action tournaments though.
I'm doing the team tournament. That's the next one I'm doing. No,
Okay. Well, then you better fucking shellac everyone at the team tournament.
I will.
Good.
That's what I did last year.
You'd better.
So the other problem is with the fucking bolt action is, and I've complained about this before, is every table's a different scenario.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit.
And then the other thing is that like
not even Warhammer gets that wrong. Everyone plays the same scenario in fucking Warhammer.
what we're doing is we're gonna make it so we're gonna have as many Axis versus Allies games as we can. No, that's not the way you do a tournament. You dumb fucks.
That was one of the biggest problems with any of those games that are like the Decipher Star Wars game used to have that problem, where it was like
Empire decks versus Jedi decks.
Yeah. Well, eventually they started
Rebel decks.
requiring people to just bring both.
Both, yeah, which is a smart move.
Yeah, you just have to bring both. You play one game of this game, one game of that game. But
yeah, and then it's fucking. Why does it have to be Axis versus Allies? This is a mini game that was written in 2015. Let's just fucking play it. Who cares if Americans are fighting Americans? I'm not trying to recreate the Battle of Guadalcanal here, people.
Exactly. If you're not playing a historical battle, who fucking cares?
Who cares? I know. Well, that's my way of looking at it, and I don't know. People look at me like I'm nuts.
Again, that's why I think historical games are trash, because people are always want to adhere to like the historical if there's a soft score in bolt action, I'm sure one of them is historical accuracy.
It's not really. I think they do theme.
Okay,
which is
theme.
a little.
I'm bringing Americans. That's my theme. Hey, look, all my troops are American. I better get max points for theme. How the fuck are you gonna do a theme army in a fucking goddamn fucking shit? Fucking dildos.
Steve just had an epileptic fit.
Fuck. Fucking historical. Oh, god damn it. They're worse than the fucking Eurogame fans. Shit.
A little bit, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I just enjoy playing, with my friends. I can't do tournaments that much anymore. It just annoys me. But that's the reason I like doing the tank or team tournament, because I can literally create the beat all list and have fun playing it with someone else who's playing a beat all list.
The miniatures the problem with miniatures tournaments especially is there's like the salt is insane at miniatures tournaments, way more than at card game tournaments.
They're all salt powered robots.
Although
man.
there is still plenty, don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of insane salt. I myself have been quite salty.
I've gotten salty too. I'm not gonna lie.
At games, but the amount of times you see insane salt at card game tournaments is less than miniatures tournaments. You think it would be the other way around, because there's a lot more people who play card games, and miniatures games is like as a whole are shrinking. Card games are rapidly expanding. The problem is when minis, like if you go to a minis tournament, like if I go to a privateer press tournament and I lose round 1 and I've got like 4 more rounds to play, like I don't want to do that anymore. I'm just like I just want to drop. Like I should just drop. But then like, oh well, you drop like. Oh, you drop, so this other dude's gonna get a buy, and it's like, who fucking cares? A buy's a free win. That guy should be happy about it. Like, it's a free win. When you're playing for prizes, like, I don't know. There's and like the concede thing. Like in card games, it's very common where like if you're gonna lose the match, you concede. You're like, I scoop, and then you go to the next game. Like that's just accepted. Like it's because you're trying to conserve time, because the time limit matters a lot in card games, just like it does in minis games. So if I'm playing you in like Magic, say, and I know you're gonna win in the next few turns, I'll go like, I have one thing that can save me. Like I know there's a card in my deck that can save me, so I'll take my next turn and I'll draw my card. If it's not that card, I'll concede. So you don't take 2 more turns beating me in this inevitable loss, and I'm wasting that much time, because we need to finish our 3 games before the time runs out.
Yeah.
So I mean that's why the concession is like considered a like normal practice in card games.
Yeah.
But the thing is with miniatures games, because you only play 1 round, people aren't used to people conceding. But if there's no way I'm gonna win, why am I gonna play it out? Like, because like getting because yes, there's the you play for fun, but and I did little quotey fingers. Everyone, play
he
for
did
fun.
do quote fingers.
If I'm playing against you and you're fucking stomping a gigantic mud hole in my asshole and I can't possibly win, why would I want to spend another hour doing that? Of you just fucking pissing in my mouth. Like, that's not fun. Like, I'll just be like, I'll just concede to you.
Some people, it's a little fun.
Some people might like it. Some people might enjoy.
I'm talking about getting pissed in the mouth.
Yeah, I'm saying some people might enjoy the flavor of the salty urine in their mouth. For me, I'm not, not exactly.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah, not looking
some
for
people
it.
like it.
So, I would just concede. If there's no like, if I can't even get the possibility of a draw out of the game, why am like I went to this is a good one. I was at a Illinois Wisconsin tournament, and the Illinois versus Wisconsin Warhammer, and I brought orcs like a fucking idiot. And one of the games I played against a dwarf. It was like my last round. I played against a dwarf dude, nice guy, and his list wasn't even like I guess I hate to use the term because like whiners use it a lot, but like cheesy. His list was not cheesy. He brought a pretty, like he had a couple cannons. He had like an organ gun. Like he didn't bring like all iron. He didn't spam anything. He just brought like it very much looked like a dwarf army. And I brought the spammiest fucking orc list. It's just like boys. I didn't spam anything good, but I spammed boys. And he shot my unit with the general. He shot my unit. He shot the general's unit I had that was kind of in the center of my battle line with a cannon. He just got a real high, like, lucky dice roll, did a lot of damage to the unit, and caused a panic test. And because they're fucking orcs, I failed. What you got there?
I'll show you a second.
I failed the panic test. I failed the panic test easily because they're fucking orcs, and my general ran off the board, and then because that unit fled, it caused this like chain ripple reaction where a bunch of my other units fled.
Yeah.
And that was his first turn. So when my turn started, my general was off the board, half my army was fleeing or off the board, so I just like looked it down and I was like, I concede. And he was like, oh yeah, that sucks, man, okay. But like I've had games where similar that are like that where they like I've had someone opened up on me like that, and I was just like, fuck. And I was like, all right, I scoop at a tournament. They're like, oh, you should play it out. And I'm like, play what out? My fucking army's gone, you dick.
You dick.
So that's play immune to psych armies, kids. You won't have that experience.
Yes. All right. This is
show me the thing. This is the Paul Rudd thing.
Yeah, it's called Celery Man.
Celery Man.
Pick up the 43D3 engage. Add sequence oyster. Give me a printout of oyster smiling. Yes. Do we have any new sequences? I have a beta sequence I've been working on. Would you like
This is from Tim and Eric, by the way.
All right. Okay. Hey, Paul. I'm Tane, your latest dancer. I can't wait to entertain you. Now, Tane, I can get into.
I'm glad this is making a great podcast. I'll probably actually end up cutting this out, but the majority of it out.
Nah, don't cut it. Everyone will want to hear it.
And everyone want to hear Celery Man.
Is there any way to generate a nude Tane? Not computing. Nude Tane. This is not suitable for work. Are you sure? Okay. I'm okay. Your wife is on the phone. It's an emergency. I'll get it later. We have important work to do.
What the fuck? All right, Celery Man. Everyone watch it. You can rewind. You can cue it up, start it, and watch it with me.
Yes. My favorite part is where he's just like, "Oh shit, I'm okay."
That's good. That was funny. I like that.
It's classic internet. I'm surprised you didn't know. All right.
No, that one was not. That's not one I've seen. I know the. It's not Jackie Chan. Lamp, celery, Diet Coke, Jackie Chan. Oh no!
All right, so that's about it for this week. Sorry, I knew this episode was going to suck.
I apologize for nothing. I hope everyone enjoyed my ranty, incoherent rage in Marvel.
Yes. Yep. So anyway, go to planetarbitrary.com for your Planet Arbitrary needs. You can follow me on Twitter at Planet Arbitrary. You can follow Steve at GameClassy. No, wait, you're not on Twitter anymore.
Nope, no Twitter.
I'm just, when you get in,
You can follow me nowhere.
you get in that groove, It's like toilet paper, just getting
I'm
that
glad
last
I was
bit of
able to
poop.
disrupt your calm, John Sarton.
Yeah. Let me start over again. Okay, ready? All right, go to planetarbitrary.com for all your Planet Arbitrary needs. You can follow me on Twitter at Planet Arbitrary. The best place to follow Steve is on the Game Classy Facebook page.
Game Classy Podcast.
Game Classy Podcast /dildos.net. You could also listen to us on the YouTubes, and the best way that you can help out the podcast is to like, comment, and subscribe on iTunes, and especially the comment and subscribing parts. That's what's going to help us out the most. You could also get a hold of us through not only the Planet Arbitrary page, you could also get a hold of us through my email, which is joe@planetarbitrary.com, or you can get a hold of us on the subreddit, which is Our Game Classy. There you go. Got the whole thing out.
Yeah, and then you on Twitter. Yeah, there's a lot of.
You know what else? I forgot to do? You could also listen to our sister podcast, which is the Planet Arbitrary podcast feed, which has Play On, where you could hear Steve and Pat rant about Fallout Boy.
It was just me ranting about Fallout New Vegas.
Ranting about Fallout New Vegas for 2.5
It's not really a
hours.
rant as much as it's like a jizz fest.
Yeah, you're just like, well, this is okay, but in New Vegas, you could do this.
That's right. Well, hey, New Vegas was the comparison because that was the last game, and then I think that's fair compared to the previous game.
Listen to the podcast. They're like, well, yeah. I mean, because in Street Fighter, you could do, the down, forward, whatever, and you get that. Well, in New Vegas, you could do.
No, that's not how it is.
Yes,
it's strictly comparing Fallout to Fallout.
No, that's exactly what it was. And you're like, but in Pac-Man, it gets faster as you get the levels. Well, in New Vegas.
It's still not correct. It was Fallout to Fallout. It was all talking about Fallout. There's a lot of Fallout.
And you could also listen to Comic Book Logic, which is the podcast I do with Kevin, where this next week we're going to be finishing up the Christopher Nolan Batman universe with Dark Knight Rises.
Didn't you do that already?
No, we did Dark Knight. We just
the Joker one.
We just recorded Dark Knight Rises, so that one's coming out next week.
I see.
And then
Yes. I hope you do this voice a lot.
Oh, it will. It will.
Good.
Oh my god, that opening sequence. It's like, Jesus Christ, Chris Nolan. We know you want to direct a Bond movie. Just
Dun-dun, dun-dun. Actually, that was a very Bond opening.
it was his movies are just like preludes to him directing a new James Bond movie. He just wants to direct a new James Bond movie. They should give him the Bond series, make Cillian Murphy James Bond, and he will have so much fun with it.
Cillian Murphy as James Bond.
He could play it.
No, Cillian Murphy's a little not built for Bond. He's so skinny.
He's surprisingly. He's a bigger guy.
Is he?
Yeah, he doesn't look it. He's svelte. He's got that like Christian Grey look.
Okay. Well, maybe, who knows?
Yeah, that's right. I did a 50 Shades of Grey reference.
I don't know who 50 Shades of Grey is.
It's the book about the S&M that all the women kind of got into for a while.
Oh, yeah, that shit fest.
Yeah. Anyway, Steve, until next time.
Fuck. You know what? I thought of my tagline at the beginning of the podcast. I was like, I'm going to say this and it'll be great. But I forgot what that was.
Is it
So
take control of your city, Gotham?
I guess the only thing I can do is be like, oh, let's not stand on ceremony.
Game Classy.